Hey, welcome to 464 Studios. That's the name of our channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to 464 Studios. The home. Alright, here we go. Welcome to 464 Studios. The family owned home. Okay, this time I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to 464 Studios, the homegrown, family-owned one-stop shop where we bring you the nerd universe through toys. I'm your host, James the Original, here with...
Jerk the Remix.
Okay, alright, so this is our channel's first toy unboxing, our first deep dive into a figure and a character. And so it's a special moment for us, right? Special moment for 464 Studios.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But not only is this our channel's first toy breakdown, but this is also your very favorite comic book character. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get into this and dive in.
Yeah. So do you remember when you first realized that Deadpool was your favorite character?
Well, it was when I used to be into Spider-Man a lot, but you got me a Spider-Man comic. It was Spider-Man and Deadpool. And I read it, and I just fell in love with Deadpool.
Well, I mean, sure. Hey, man, fall in love with him. That's your boy. All right, so this figure we have today is the Deadpool 2 1/6 scale collectible figure. Now, this is from Hot Toys, so we're talking top of the line as we break into this thing. I mean, it undoubtedly it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what's also a little known fact, even though Deadpool's your favorite character, and we're doing Deadpool 2, the action figures based on the movie, right? You've never actually really seen the movies because it's kind of a rated R situation.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Any year now, though.
Any year. You're almost there. And so this is actually a toy from the Vault. I mean, this came out, it was released in Q4 of 2018. And nowadays, if you look online, you're going to find them. I mean, we saw some varying price ranges, right? From like $250 up to what?
Yeah, it was really expensive, like $500.
Yeah, you could you could drop $500 a coin on this even still. So, without further ado, you want to start looking into the box?
Sure. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so, I mean, we've got a pretty standard issue box from Hot Toys, right? I mean, it's got Deadpool here on the side, and of course, we've got him on the front with his
unicorn.
His unicorn plushie. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's pretty standard, and it's we got a slip off box. Let's see here. Got Deadpool. Of course, it's the 1/6 scale, and in the back is it's pretty plain Jane. We've got our X-Force symbol. And no, that's about it. Anything sticks out to you on this?
Yeah. You could, if you actually get in the correct position, you can see that the it's kind of like hollow, like.
Oh, like a hologram almost. Yeah. Okay. These are a little flashy. Cool. All right. Well, let's check out them accessories.
Let's do so. So here we got all the accessories laid out. So let's get right into this.
Time out. I know you're dying to get into this, but what I want to see first are the high heels. I mean, we got a Deadpool character that, of course, he comes with high heels. Let's check that out.
Yeah, it really does make sense.
Or does it make perfect sense?
Yeah. So he comes with these weird high heels. I don't know if he wears this in the movie or not, but does he?
No.
I guess they just really wanted to add some pizzazz to this.
Yeah.
You can see that when you add this on, you can definitely see his feet. You can see his toes.
Little toes. Yeah, a little toe action on the sculpt.
And I was posing this. It really does not stand up. You have to have, if you want to stand this up with the display case, you have to have it attached onto the thing that helps it stand up.
Right. So you throw those feet or those shoes onto Deadpool, and if you're trying to stand the figure, I mean, it just doesn't balance very well.
Not at all. Yeah. It's too tiny and it doesn't hold up all of its weight. So we got like a lot of hands, and I've noticed that all of the hands they're different from each other. So you can see that, like, if you look really close, you can see they both have like different markings on them. Like they both been do different things. Like look right there.
Yeah, so the paint job and the sculpt is unique to each hand, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoyed about this. Now we got a lot of other hands, like we got a trigger holding hand and a lot of other hands, like
got him.
Yeah. And then we got probably my favorite accessory out of all of these is, of course, the unicorn.
Right.
But what I did notice is that the face is kind of, deformed. Look at it.
A little bit on the sculpt, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just with our figure or if it's just with everyone's figure, but that's pretty much the only problem with that. But then we got the X-Force trainee.
Right.
The X-Force trainee suit that he wears in the movie. It has the trainee on the back. He does have a lot of clips in this when he tried to join the X-Men.
Yeah, that's got a mesh feel to it, even. That's
yeah,
cool.
It's actually made out of fabric. It's not like something you just have to like clip on or anything.
Right.
And it does come with a little coat hanger you can hang on the shelf, which we'll go over later.
It's adorable.
Yeah, like he got his own little shelf. And here where he appears in a lot of scenes with, and spoiler alert at the end. If you haven't watched the Deadpool 2, you probably shouldn't skip. You probably should skip over this part, but.
Well, let's be honest. If you've not seen Deadpool 2 by now, go ahead and stop this video right now and go watch it. I mean, how have you not seen it? I mean, unless you're not of age like you. But I mean, if you're if you're old enough to have watched Deadpool, I'm sorry. No more spoiler alerts. You tell them what it is.
So he does appear with this a lot in the movie, like when he got captured by like an agency and was sent to jail, and since he could like regenerate and he had powers, they put this on him. And also at the end he put this on him because well,
it diffuses the powers.
Yeah, it diffuses the powers.
It's if you've got any powers, you throw that on that shackle around your neck, and it basically takes away any ability you may have.
And then at the end he puts this on and almost kills himself, but luckily he survived. That's like,
whoa, you went there. That was a real spoiler alert.
Yeah,
I thought we were just you went to the end.
I said real spoiler.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, sorry if you didn't fast forward. So now we got like the sword part, which is he wears it all the time in the movie. You can't have a Deadpool without the katanas. And what I really like is that the sword are just not actual plastic. They're full on metal. I mean, like, they're probably not metal.
I mean, that's legit though. I mean, that's something. That's not just a cheap little plastic or something that's real bendy.
And also, it's pointy, so probably want to be careful with that.
Yeah.
They're really easy to put back into, so that's good too. Then we got an array of eyeballs, which you can easily just swap out, which is pretty nice. So all you have to do is press at the top right corner of his eyeball, and it'll just cling out.
Yeah, it's like changes his facial expression on his mask, basically.
Yeah. Then we got a little thing he throws. I don't think he uses this in the movie. Does he?
He probably does. Maybe not.
I don't know where you put this on the
action.
Blur. Yeah. I don't know where you put this on the action figure though, but it's nice if you want to pose your action figure with it. Then this is something you put in your action figure if it breaks, because the hands, I've noticed when you're taking them off to change, sometimes it'll pull out like the knob, and if you can't get it out, then you can easily just replace this in the hand, which is really handy.
Cool. Well, I guess the last thing that we need to look
really
at. Wait, I didn't even get. I see what you did there. Yeah, it is really handy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've checked out all these, but there's one more thing, right? There's the the coat rack.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, so Jarek, I'm gonna let you take the helm on this because I really didn't put this together, but you definitely have some opinions about it.
Yeah. So you can see that. I don't know if you can see this, but these little things right here are actually made out of wood. They're spray painted, and it looks like this was scratched off a bit. But you can see it has a brick wall and it has the logo up there, and you can turn it back there. It really has nothing. But I did have a problem with this. It's really hard to build. It's annoying. It does come with instructions to help you, but it took me a good 30 minutes to actually build this.
Yeah, and what is it even for?
You can hang up like the stuff like that for extra stuff. Honestly, I would prefer to put it in the box.
Sure. So it's like a place you could store some of his
Like,
accessories and things like that.
You can hang it up there like that.
Yeah.
You can all the extra stuff if you wanted to. It might not. I don't think it really has room on your shelf. So most collectors would probably prefer to put it on your just put it away and put all your accessories away in the box.
Right. Yeah, and just stand the figure alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I prefer to do, but I do have it out to put on my accessories.
Okay. Well, without further ado, why don't we just dive into the actual figure?
Yep.
Okay, so we have the Deadpool 2 1/6 scale Hot Toys action figure. We've got him here in our statue pose. Before we kind of deep dive into the figure itself, why don't we talk a little bit about Deadpool's origin story?
Okie dokie. So Deadpool, real name Wade Wilson, was actually, well, he has like healing powers, but back when he was a kid, his mother died of cancer and his dad was shot by his own friend. Now, if you don't recognize this, if you're a hardcore fan of him, it's just because like this is just one of the stories.
Right. So yeah, in the universe, I mean, he's one of those guys that there's a handful of origin stories kind of floating around out there.
Yeah, like there's a good handful of them. So continuing on, his mother died of cancer, and his dad got shot by his own friend. But as he grew up with no parents, he did join the military, but realized that just wasn't his thing. So then he became a mercenary, but he had a code of some sort, where he only killed people that, of course, deserved it. So, like, if there's really bad guys who, like killed people, then he would murk them. But if there's, like, good people, then he wouldn't. Like, pure good people. But then, after a while of doing in the murking business, he got cancer. So he broke up with his girlfriend because he didn't want him to get in trouble with all the stuff that's going on right now. And after a little bit of having cancer, he did meet a government who promised that they could cure his cancer if of course he agreed to be a test subject for the thing they're trying out. Now they tricked him. They were not going to give him cancer. He was a pure test subject. So if this failed, he would die. Where they were putting Wolverine's blood into people to see how they would react, to see if they can make their own Wolverine. Yeah,
I mean, let's be clear. This was the Weapon X project. This was the project that added the adamantium to Wolverine, otherwise known as Logan. So this is all those same people. It's that lab. It's a secret society, or a secret government that's trying to build military weapons through mutants, and they were trying to replicate Logan or Wolverine's healing factor into their test subjects.
Yeah, and then he took the name of Deadpool, the merc with the mouth.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different stories out there. I mean, there's one where Wade's mom didn't necessarily die. He had an absent father, and she was broke and real cavalier about their poor history. He grew up, fled, same kind of deal though. Led him to the army, to being a mercenary, to first being a mercenary with morals, and then getting cancer, and basically then it kind of turns into the same story. But it's notable that his first appearance was in New Mutants issue 98, and I think that was
1991.
1991?
Yep.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that's the basic gist for Deadpool. The cinematic origin story versus some of the comic book origin stories, or maybe the one you just described, they're pretty close. They're pretty in line.
Pretty sure that was like his original origin story.
It's debatable. There is definitely a dispute on which one is supposed to be his. So nonetheless, I think that's probably for a different video. So why don't we start breaking down this figure? Okay, so let's break into the articulation of Deadpool 2 from Hot Toys. Now, again, one thing that's vastly different about a Hot Toys figure is that, I mean, they are very expensive, and you do definitely want to handle them with care. And of course, this is Jarek's personal figure, so we're definitely not going to be pushing the limits of articulation. We're just going to see what can move. Of course, if you want to do that with your own, you're welcome to. So with his head, of course, we can turn it. Is his head removable? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So he can do some up and some down. What about a 360? Is that on the table?
No.
No.
Maybe it is.
I don't know. Definitely not going to push it though. So his head does turn. Of course, he's got good rotator cuff movement up to the side. He can go forward, and of course, he can go backward. That's about as far as I want to push it. He can externally rotate, and he can internally rotate. And then, of course, he can get an elbow band.
Double jointed.
It is double jointed, and naturally with this costume, they hide all of that. And then from there, we got a little bit of wrist movement, a little bit of wrist action, not too much play. Obviously, we're getting a lot more bend in the elbow and our internal rotations of his rotator cuff. As we move on to the waist here and your central cavity, your core, he's got some good arch and some good bend there in terms of his waist and his hips, and he can do some side rotation across the planes. You can get some good poses maybe if he's like taking a good step, of course. And then with his hips, we can go out, we can go forward, we can go backward. You can get some internal and external rotation, of course, but I would not push it just because I don't want to do too much to stretch his costume. And then, of course, on the knee bend, same type of thing, right? We've got the double joint, and you can get actually a pretty good bend in that knee. Moving down to the foot, of course, we get some internal rotation, some external rotation, some flexion. We can stretch that toe out or bring it up. Not too far, and again, not pushing it to the limits. So I think that pretty much sums it up for the articulation of the Hot Toys figure.
Yeah, it was pretty good articulation through my perspective.
Yeah. All right, so let's get a final pose, and we'll go ahead and grade this character. Okay, so we're in this for the final pose, the home stretch. We're gonna go through and rate the character on a couple of different modalities. So what do you think on a scale from 1 to 5, what would you rate this in sculpting?
They're totally going for maybe a 4, only because the back, no pose can really fix this. I don't know if it's just my copy, but just the butt doesn't really look like a butt. Oh,
dude, you're tripping. This is 100% a 5 out of 5. I mean, I guess you're entitled to your own opinion, but to me, this is spot on. This looks exactly like the movie. I don't know if I'm ever going to rate a Hot Toys sculpting anything less than a 5. I don't know if it's possible.
It's just that back that I really cannot fix.
So you don't think he's got enough junk in the trunk, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay,
a little more bootay. All right, so fair enough. So, I mean, for the paint job, the color scheme, and all that, what would you go out of 5?
The paint job is really good. It's I would say 5.
Okay.
Typically till the head is painted, but do they paint the fabric, or is that just how it looks?
Is it dyed, just how they make fabric? Yeah. They dye it, probably. That'd be my guess. Yeah, same thing. I think that's. I think again, it's spot on. This thing is a spitting image of the Deadpool 2 film character. Or rendition, rather. So, articulation, 1 through 5.
I would go with maybe, this is not Spider-Man action figure, so I don't really have anything up there for it. So maybe a 4.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go with 3.
It doesn't have a Marvel Legends type of articulation, but it also doesn't have NECA type of articulation.
I mean, it does move well. I bet if we took the costume off and just had the actual frame of the character and probably moved it around, we could probably get a lot more out of it than what we did during that portion of the video.
Yeah, it's just the fabric getting in the way. So if you're a fan of dynamic poses, this probably isn't yours.
That's right. That's right. So let's go with one like, one love, one hate. Go ahead.
My like is probably the eyeballs. The eyeballs are easily interchangeable, and it's just like you don't have to go through them. It's not like you like, oh, I have to change the eyeballs again.
Right. Big pain in the butt.
My love is definitely how easily they hide the stitches.
Mm-hmm.
They make it look like it's just like it wasn't there. I see some Hot Toys action figures you can really like see the stitches, and like no one really likes it. I mean,
especially the older ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one they really hide it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
And my hate is definitely the like the wardrobe type of thing you keep.
Yeah, that bookshelf rack
that
thing.
bookshelf.
Yeah,
it's
that's kind of like meh.
It's hard to build.
Really, what we need that for.
Takes up too much space. It's just not that good.
Yeah. I hate to be like a copycat, but I gotta agree with you on the like. I really like the interchangeable eye sets. How easily they come on and off. They're just magnets. I will note, I don't think we mentioned it earlier, of course, the katanas on his back, or rather the holster for his katanas, that's magnetized as well. So that can pop on and off very easily too, right?
Yeah.
But not so easily where it's just like falling off. I mean, it's like the appropriate amount of grip. It sticks on there when you want it on, you want it off, you can pull it off pretty easily. So, but again, my like is probably the eyes. My love is just attention to detail. When you zoom in on this character, I just cannot get over how good a job Hot Toys did in terms of their sculpting, just the replication of the film version of Deadpool. It's just spot on. And then for hate, I gotta say, I don't hate a lot. If I had to pick something, it's kind of a strong word, I would say the high heels, unfortunately, like you mentioned. I don't hate the high heels. I don't hate them. What I don't like about them, or what I hate, is that, just like you said, if you want to put the high heels on, you pretty much have to use the stand, because it's near impossible to get him to balance with those high heels on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my only thing that I didn't care much for on the character.
And the problem with is that you probably want to have Deadpool in a funny pose, because that's what he's like all meant for. And the high heels,
of course,
yeah, I could definitely embrace that. But I know some collectors with like the huge like bookshelves full of action figures probably don't want to stand because of how much that takes up.
Right.
You can't really have them side by side. So that's like, if you want to have him up with the high heels, you definitely need the stand. So
right.
That takes up a lot of room.
Yep, true that. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up. I mean, do you have anything hanging out? Anything about this character?
I mean, everything. Everything is like great. Really jumps out to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Make sure to gently tap that subscribe
Gently
button.
Tap it.
We don't want you breaking your TV screens.
Don't smash it. Don't smash the like button. Gently tap it.
Yeah.
Subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, stay tuned for more. And of course, look here or click here if you want to see our most recent video, and click here to subscribe.
Well, I mean, like, your hands are off screen. You know?
Well, that's okay. I'll just put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look imaginary space over to the left, and look imaginary
This
space
versus
over
right, or vice versa, because I don't know how it's going to show up. For you, It's like our left or their left? Is it my left? Okay, all right. So, thanks for watching, folks. 464 Studios, we're out.
See you later.